Hey guys, happy Friday and happy Valentine's Day. I chose to wear kind of a pink dress in honor of Valentine's Day. And y'all know I have a wonderful Valentine in Jean Howard. But the other thing I love about Valentine's Day is being able to connect with people that um, are our Galentines or our dear friends that make our life that much more richer. Maybe our neighbors, maybe people that we work with. All of those folks are our Valentines. And I just love telling them how much we love and appreciate them. So I'm excited about today. It's a culmination of things that we've been working on for several weeks. And today is going to be really special because we're going to be interviewing one of my favorite interior designers, Mary Corrado. But I want to show you some things that I have been working on, and I really hope that what we've done as we've gone through this breakout now for several weeks, as far as going from I hate my kitchen to I love my kitchen, a lot of the techniques that we've been showing you, a lot of the processes that we have been going over, can be let's let's say transferred over into other rooms. It could definitely go into your bathroom. What we're going to be talking about today can go over in almost any room. So if you're thinking, well, Amy, I'm not going to be doing my kitchen, well, then you might be able to see these things because and go, okay, I love that. I love the idea of color drenching. I love the idea of being able to kind of create this monochromatic room or and blending textures and colors. All those things are very, very important in really creating a room that we're going to love. You know, one of my taglines is crafting a beautiful life. And so you see the picture behind me. I don't know if you can see this. I'll kind of lower it down. A lot of you may not realize this is an old living room of mine from my house that was on the cover of Traditional Home years ago. And everything in this room was either thrifted, it was made, or redone. So everything. I want you to look at that. It's like, uh-oh. Okay, hold on. It's live. I knocked over my water. All right, so these were panels that I purchased and actually added the wood along the side of it and did a Toscana finish on. Of course, the table we made, I don't know if you can see the old crusty urn, but that's something that I'm going to be taking you through and showing you different rooms, different ways to be able to create that same look yourself. So I'm going to turn this down. And I also want to tell you today is the last day of our Valentine's Day sale. So take advantage of that. Everything on the Amy Howard at Home site is 20% off. So it's perfect for those of you that are wanting to be able to redo some walls. It's a great opportunity for you to take advantage and paint your rooms with the Mannerborn paint because it will allow you to be able to save 20%. I will tell you when our son and daughter-in-law were building their house, we painted every room in their house in Mannerborn. And part of the reason why we did that was because we wanted to be able to have a beautiful matte finish, but that it was scrubbable and it was easy to maintain. A lot of you may not realize that, but the Mannerborn paint has micro beads in it, ceramic beads, that actually allows you to be able to clean it with a beautiful matte finish. Normally, circles or areas would show up. They do not in the Mannerborn. It's absolutely fabulous. All right, so I'm going to turn this down. As you pop on here, say, hey, share this video, tag some good friends, and guess what? All you have to do in order to be able to win is we say sharing is caring. So tag your good friends, share this video. Your name's going to go in for a drawing, and I'm going to be giving away some wall paint. I'm going to pay to ship it to you. So it's really just about sharing and telling your friends. And so that way they may be inspired and love the education that we're going to have for today as well. So I'm going to turn this down really quick, and I want to kind of show you some things that I have been working on. And so if T will help me get that computer, I want to make sure that I can see what it is. And then hang with me because we're going to be going and meeting with Mary Corrado in just a minute. And we're going to be going over rooms, finishes, putting color palettes together, just kind of the do's and don'ts of creating a beautiful room setting and working with finishes and colors. Now, I'm moving this stuff out of the way because I want you to be able to see, and let's focus on one thing at a time. So, for instance, here's a room, and I use this as a process as far as a kitchen, because this is showing the kitchen counter that I showed you. And if you're not familiar, one of the really big things going on right now is called color drenching. It's being able to go into a room and actually have the majority of that room feel like it's one color. So I want you to know this is one of my favorite colors in the Manor Born. It's called Misty Forest. Now, this is another thing you may not realize. We have these little sample pots. And if you're wanting to be able to see what a color looks like, grab a sample pot. I paint foam core. And that way I just go to, I actually was at Habitat and I was able to get this foam core for $2. And there was a pack of 4 of them. But I will paint the foam core so that way I can see what the wall is going to look like. This allows you to be able to see it in combination with white. So I'll just paint the color on my foam core and then put that in the room so that way I can start to see this put together. Now, again, this color is called Misty Forest. I absolutely love, love, love. It's so pretty. So when you think about color drenching, this is a milk paint finish that would be beautiful on kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities. You can do milk paint finishes on cabinets, and they can be done very successful. But maybe you want to be able to paint your bedroom this color. I love bedrooms in darker, medium to darker value colors. I think you rest easier. I think it feels really yummy. It just kind of envelops you and makes you feel good about the room. So this finished sample is actually a combo of it's 1/2 Amalfi Coast and 1/2 Scandinavian Gray. Look at that. So I loved mixing that with the Misty Forest wall. And then if this was our kitchen, this is coming in with our faux Carrara marble that I showed you. And then I pulled out the cerusing wax. This could be a combo. You could do this on a piece of furniture in a room. This could be your floors, but just kind of being able to show you what a color drenched room would look like. Now, another color variation, I want to show you 2 more, and then we're going to hop over and talk to Mary. And then, all right, so here's another great color. Let's dissect this just a minute. Look at this. Love, love, love this color. Now, this is called Farmhouse Chic. Now, those of you that may not know, we do have a color chart on all of the Manor Born colors. I curated these myself. I know that there are certain colors that are going to work better in the rooms than others. And I wanted to curate it down so that way you didn't have to go through the process of trying to figure it out. But these are all wonderful. They work really well together and they coordinate with our one-step colors and our miracle paint colors and our milk paint colors. So that's going to make it a lot easier for you. So this is Farmhouse Chic. Love, love, love. Kind of a greige color, but it's warmer. So this is a trend of going warmer, moving away from those whites. This is my kitchen cabinet, which could go very pretty with this color. This is, let me see, I'm trying to think what colors that I did put together. This one is Pasha White. So a Pasha White cabinet with a Farmhouse Chic wall. Now look at this. Being able to incorporate maybe your island. Maybe you want to be able to do a pulled grody finish on your island. I definitely love mixing textures. These go really pretty together. Then adding in again our countertop that we had. I'm going to put that in there too, so that way you can see it in the memo board. So, and then I just incorporate other things I want to show you. This is a dark wood floor. Those of you that have darker wood floors, or maybe have butcher block, or maybe you have darker furniture in that room, I just wanted you to be able to see. And let me see, leave that up so that way you can see it. Hold on, here we go. What you can see what that room would look like. Just putting together different color combinations. All right, and then last but definitely not least, I want to show you another room combo. So this is, I love this color. Now, I will tell you, if you have a white kitchen, please don't despair, but know that you want to be able to go warmer. The whole thing right now with kitchens, with interiors, it's about a room being warmer. And I've got this here because I wanted you to see the difference. This is how white and how harsh white can be, and how just being able to warm it up in this color. See, now there's gone. See how pretty that is? So that way, this wall color is Life is Short. It's such a pretty color. And again, I really suggest you just ordering some of these samples. They're 20% off with the Valentine's Day sale. Painting them on the foam core so that way you can see how it will look in your room. And then I came back with Waybridge White in the one step as far as creating a cabinet color that goes with this. This is much warmer. Compare it to the white. See how even much warmer it is? So this could be a great cabinet color. This, I added in a little bit of Toscana black. This could be a great island color. This could be a piece of furniture. This could be a base to your table. Now, look at this, incorporating the faux Carrera marble that we did. Look at this. We're going to put this on our memo board. Love how all this works together. Um, I added, I'm a thrifter, so this is some china. You'll notice if you ever come to my house for dinner, the napkins, the silverware, and the china are all going to have somebody else's monogram on it. But I don't care. I just think it's so cute, and it just makes it that much more fun to me. So I'm just putting this in there as far as showing what your dishes could look like, how you're putting a room together. And I'll take natural elements from, maybe it's my dried hydrangea, maybe it's different things in my garden, because I want to be able to put those in here to be able to create the color palette for this room and how I want it to look. All right, so this is just showing you some color combos. I really would strongly suggest that you make your samples like this, you put them together, and we need to ask Mary, as a designer, what she would suggest as far as you kind of putting this together. But just being able to buy the samples, paint your foam core, and then see what it's going to look like, I think would make a huge, huge difference. All right, so now I'm going to turn this up because I want to be able to see Mary. All right. And I've got some questions. So T, if you can get Mary to come live. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hey. How are you?
I'm really well. I'm excited to be here.
Good. I'm excited that you're here. So, guys,
Good.
if you don't know, and a lot of you, if you've been following Amy Howard at home for very long, you know Mary Corrado. I think you've probably figured out why we adore her so much. But she has impeccable taste. She is, yes, she's a decorative artist, and I think what that adds is her senses, her eye, her ability to be able to see things in texture, and to really be able to create a beautiful room. But she also does a beautiful job as far as doing design work for people. And I don't want to give away too much too soon, but we're going to have an opportunity for you very soon to be able to work with Mary and her creativity. But Mary, I just want to kind of go through and ask you some questions, and then you share
Mhm.
with us what would you give as far as advice to folks watching, people that are watching now, people that are going to watch this later, and maybe they've been getting little bits and pieces of our I Hate My Kitchen series, and
Mhm.
they don't like their kitchen. They want to be able to redo it, but sometimes that decision fatigue is it's scary. And it's like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to put this together. And so I love that we're doing this today because it really does hit home with being able to put memo boards together to be able to
Mhm.
kind of get a vision for that room. So, one of the first questions I have for you, and guys, if you have a question, please do it in the comments here so that way we can answer it later. We can get this information from Mary, or if we see it, we might even be able to answer it live. But um, what would you say as far as choosing the right color for a kitchen? Somebody that's wondering, they don't really know what direction to go to, they don't know where to start. And then natural light impact the color choices for their kitchen walls, for their kitchen cabinets? Um, Kind of go into, timeless, whether, and then what are trends right now? What are flattering walls for kitchens? That type thing.
Okay. Um, if I were starting with my house and trying to decide what I would do in my kitchen, I would look around my house first and see what colors do I have throughout. Do I love what I have? Now, if you love what you have, I would incorporate. I love it when a room flows into the next room, which flows into the next room, so that you can have different colors, but they're the same type of color family. You don't go from neons in the living room to super, you know, 70s or something in another room. You've got to kind of have a flow. So
Absolutely.
if you have a lot of natural woods, then you have to kind of play with some of that in your color choices also. If you've got wood trims that some people like I do and I couldn't paint out. So I had to you have to work with all of that. Um, but right now we are seeing color. We are seeing warmer colors. We are seeing maybe a little more grandma style, which hasn't been around in a long time. And I love it because I just love a beautiful warm home that feels collected and shows off your personality and all that fun stuff. As far as colors now that are kind of coming up for 2025, I have all my notes so I can, say the right things. But warm whites are in. We don't see a lot of grays anymore. Classic neutrals are in. We have also, like I said, bold yellow. We have 70s inspired vintage colors, which is you're going to see a lot in textiles also. That is kind of your mustards and your olives and all of those kind of fun browns. And brown is going to be huge again. Um, Lot of deep greens, a lot of kind of vivid blues are in. And then, of course, your natural wood tones. So if you have a lot of wood, don't feel that you've got to change it unless it's like that oak that's really orangey or just some of those really dated wood colors. That's where you can come in and paint over that kind of stuff. And it just is fabulous. It looks so much better and it will bring you into now.
I agree
Um,
100%. And I see Nancy Haggerty is saying she has read, she's got, yes, I need ideas to go with new Ipswich pine cabinets. They are kind of red oak cabinets. Um, if they are new, what would you suggest to someone that had pine cabinets like that as far as a wall color?
is they're kind of on the red tones.
It says that they are red oak cabinets.
Oh, red oak. Okay. I would probably try and keep a warm tone, but I would try and do complementary kind of colors with it. If you've got slightly orangey or reddish, try a green or a blue, a softer green or blue on a wall color so
Mhm.
that it's not playing into too much heat, kind of warmth.
Right.
You need to balance that a little bit. It will make your cabinets look prettier. I have a quarter sawn oak white oak cabinet, and it's like furniture grade, so I can't paint it. I mean, it's just they're really lovely. And when I moved into this house, they had gray walls and white trim, and it was horrendous because it was like the wood was so warm and beautiful, and then
Right.
we just had like you didn't even think about what to put with it. It was just gray and white. So
Right.
as you can see behind me, I've got warm colors. I've got like a warm shagreen wallpaper, and I incorporated greens and just pretty soft colors. So everything just blends really beautifully. Um, we also are looking at lots of forest green. We're looking at a lot of blues, aubergine, and still some blacks in colors. So
When we could probably safely say that 50% of the population has white cabinets
absolutely.
because that's where we've been. And a lot of people have melamine cabinets from the 80s and the 90s.
Yep.
And so it's really hard. It can be arduous thinking, how do I take that warmer?
Mhm.
And how do we transition? That's why I was wanting to be able to show you guys as far as being able seeing how much warmer this is. And I agree with Mary. We don't really realize it a lot of times when we see really cool colors and those grays and that harshness of that white. It's kind of like LED lights. It's
Mhm.
like I hate them. Like and hate
Mhm.
is a very strong word, but I don't like how LED lights make me feel, and I don't like how they make a room feel. So I am excited that we're able to go back to iridescent incandescent bulbs. But how would you suggest to someone of being able to kind of go in and go from that really stark white kitchen cabinet into something that was warmer and more natural?
Well, if you, first of all, you must buy Amy's color cards because you cannot choose from a computer screen your colors. So you've really,
Yes.
this is super important. And I've heard so many people say, I just didn't look like what I thought. So you really must have the card. And then because there are so many slight variations in these colors, there are, I mean, these colors are spectacular, but you need to be able to see that there, you can choose like a cream or an off-white that has a slight green tone, or it has a slight yellow tone, or it's slightly more blue. I mean, these little colors are so different, each one. So
Yes.
you want to make sure when you're choosing like your creams or your warms to go with something else. Like if you have let's say you want to do a slight blue wall and then you want to trim with that, pick a trim that has that slight blue tinge to it so they look really cohesive together. Or just something warm. I mean, you want to do warm, kind of a warm tone cream with a warm tone wall, especially if your furniture is kind of warm toned. It just kind of makes it all blend really beautifully. Um, and you know what? If you're going to change your paint them. If you want to paint your cabinets, it's not the hardest thing in the world to do, and it is such a difference. It makes such a difference.
Mary, as a designer, when you're putting a room together,
Uh huh.
would you say that creating memo boards, whether virtually, whether in Canva, whether in like this, is smart?
100 100%. That's how I do my work. When you're working with a client, you start with a rug, let's say, and then you lay the rug out, then you use your color swatches, and then you get your fabrics, and then you do, or if I'm doing a kitchen, then you do your tiles. So you have to see it all together.
Right.
So nothing is chosen at random. It's all very well thought out, and you really study it.
So that's
And
why I think to get the sample pots and be able to go in and paint your foam core so you're starting to be able to see
Mhm.
what they look like, um, kind of takes the fear out of it. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And move the foam core around, move it around the room, because you're going to see what, depending on where, what's facing, what the sunlight coming in is
Right.
going to change that.
So
And
I want to leave that. I want to use what you just said to lead to another question. How is natural how is natural light going to impact your color choices for your kitchen cabinets and your kitchen wall colors?
well, if you have a north facing kitchen, so if your most light is coming in from the north, then that is your easiest, calmest color. And so that's going to keep the color kind of soft in the room. You're not going to have extreme changes. If you have south facing, you're going to get intense sun, and you are going to see that will change colors as you move around, as the light moves around the room. An east is going to be brightest in the morning. And so that depends on, they say you can use light cabinets and darker walls in an east facing kitchen. Um, the south and the west facing is the most sunlight in the afternoon, as we know. So you can do darker colors, and they recommend the darker cabinets and the lighter walls on west facing. So there's way to play with it. You can look it up. It's all the information is out there. if you have any of those kind of questions. But yeah, the colors change, and especially the colors I love, and I know that you do too, Amy, because I see them in your swatches, but colors that you just quite can't identify the color of them. They have so much pigment in them that, and that's the beauty of color. Is I love
Yes.
it when it changes in a room. I love it when it's like, oh, it's kind of green, but now it's looking much more beige than I thought, or that's the fun of color.
Yes. And I was so surprised when I was working on painting these foam cores and putting these
Mhm.
rooms together, how much color evoked emotion for me. And
Absolutely.
when I was putting this one together, I was like, this color just made me feel good. It was like
Mhm.
something wrapping its arms around me, being able to kind of see what that looked like. And I did like
Absolutely.
the idea of color drenching this room. Can you talk to everybody just a little bit as a designer about color drenching and how big that is and maybe why?
Color drenching is, if you haven't seen it, it is where you paint everything the same color. You can even have furniture upholstered in the same color. You see it a lot. You can see it in kitchens. You see it in dens a lot. You can see it in bathrooms, small spaces. What it does is it absolutely expands the space. Because you're taking that color even on the ceiling, and
Hmm.
so everything is just saturated in the same color. So nothing is like, kind of, it just blends together. Nothing really stands out. And it is so warm and it's so cozy and it expands everything. So you can make a smaller space feel larger. It's so beautiful. It is
And
so
that's what's
beautiful.
so funny. I think a lot of people get nervous when
Mhm.
they think, okay, you've chosen this is Misty Forest in our Manor
Mhm.
Born. The idea of painting the wall this color, the ceiling this color, the trim this color, the bookcase this color,
Oh, it's so pretty.
it's stunning. It's just
Mhm.
stunning. But people, would you not agree, Mary, that people get nervous and they think that it's going to make the room feel like it closed in?
Absolutely. And it really doesn't. It really doesn't. It just everything expands. Do it in a small bathroom and see how cozy that is and how beautiful that is. An entryway. You can just paint everything the same. And I've seen a lot of the high Lux lacquer finish on cabinets where they everything is color drenched. And so
Yes.
you can do the different finishes. You can do the high gloss with a matter wall with, all the different, add some velvet in there, all it's just so beautiful.
Well, and thinking I could do a room that was color drenching with this color and then come back while
Oh,
it's still in the same family,
absolutely.
but
And
it
that's part of your
doesn't take
texture.
away.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
I was
gorgeous.
like totally jacked. I'm like, how can I use this? So the I am curious. Let me see in the comments. Hold on. Gretchen, as far as foam core, you can get at Michael's, you can get at Walgreens or CVS.
Mhm.
I was able to get a pack of 4 at Restore. I just came across it and I grabbed it and I was so excited. Um, Let me see. Nora, her question is with the color drenching, the variation would come from the different textures, wall paint to fabric to furniture paint, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Carpeting or however you want to do it.
All of it.
Hmm.
I know years ago, and unfortunately you weren't able to come to this house, but I did a media room to where I upholstered the walls in chocolate mohair.
Oh,
The trim was painted the same color as the chocolate mohair. The drapes were chocolate mohair. The seal, I mean, everything. And then the rug, it was absolutely scrumptious. And
mm.
all of the sofas that went all the way around the room were chocolate mohair.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, and it's like everybody just walked in that room and it felt like it was just hugging you. It was
Oh,
absolutely spectacular. So, doing these little design tricks like this and color drenching a room and being able to paint your ceiling, your trim, and your walls all the same color, as Mary said, can make it feel a lot bigger. But I think it makes it really feel like it's very updated. It's very
Oh,
chic,
very chic.
and very simplified, and
Mhm.
it's an affordable way to really start to transform your home.
It's really sophisticated. I mean, you will
I
blow your friends away if you have a color drenched room. It is very sophisticated.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
agree,
beautiful.
100%. Mary, what would you say are some of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to update their kitchen, especially with paint and finishes?
Well, I think picking the wrong colors is the biggest mistake. You really need to kind of look at your colors and study them, make sure they're good in the room. Don't just pick off the computer and then buy your whole lot of paint at that point, because you really need to try it out. And don't go too crazy if you're a little intimidated at first. Maybe you don't want to take on your full kitchen. Maybe you have white cabinets. You can always do the walls, and you can do something really fun on the island. So you can start in baby steps a little bit. Um, but definitely don't do anything too crazy. Right now, things are looking pretty natural. I mean, it's fun that we're not seeing a lot of um, over the top, heavy type of stuff. It's very streamlined, simple, kind of back to some really simple basics, really beautiful, even some very kind of well loved furniture, the finishes, the stuff that we know how to do. I just love it's just so beautiful. It's
I,
fabulous.
that has been such a treat to see that we're coming back. I
Mm.
mean, I love mid-century modern. I mean, I know you do
Oh,
too.
yes.
I love it. But I like one or two pieces in a room, but a whole room of mid-century modern to me feels cold. And being able to work at combining textures,
Hmm.
finishes, colors collected, that eclectic feel that is coming back is
Hmm.
what we're all about at Amy Howard at Home. Rescuing those pieces. And I did want to say this. When you go to, let's just say, big box stores, and you walk and you
Hmm.
look at a lot of the paint colors, I look at those colors and I'll see a lot of red, or I'll see a lot of orangey overtones or undertones, or I'll see greens, and they're unsettling to me. And
Hmm.
so part of the reason that I wanted to be able to create a wall paint collection was that it was the precursor to us introducing our wallpapers and our murals. And I wanted to coordinate all that. But also, I wanted to curate a group of colors that people knew that they could trust and say, Amy's really
Hmm.
looked over this. Like, these are really great colors for today's rooms that aren't too they're not too out there. The undertones, they're really yummy. They all work well together. And that's why I'm glad you encouraged everybody to get one of these cards and then order the sample pots um, to be able to paint on their foam core. Um, so what would you say from updating your kitchen, being a designer, walking in, maybe you're helping someone decorate their home, and you see the kitchen? What would you say is one of the first rooms you're going to start with, knowing an updated room or that area is really going to increase the value of the home?
Oh, kitchens are huge. They are huge. If you even honestly, if you've got outdated cabinets and you paint them, it will sell so much faster. Your kitchen, you'll get most of your money back by doing your kitchen. And I know they're not cheap to remodel everything, but just small updates can really help tremendously. Countertops, if you've got some really outdated countertops, you can paint those too. If you follow Amy, you can learn how to do all that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do if you are handy, or if you have a friend who is, or you want to hire someone. Painting and colors are huge. That will save you so much money just to do that. So yeah, it's a very good investment to do your kitchen for sure.
Now, I don't mean to catch you off guard because we're going to be sharing this week, but did you have anything that you wanted to show us? Did you want to turn, or no?
Oh, I have we kind of talked about doing I wanted to show you ideas about some of the not trends, but just kind of what's happening. So like
Right.
a modern, I did do a couple of just, I didn't have painted boards. I wish I did. But I did do like a modern traditional kitchen where I showed your Lux Lacquer topiary with some Manor Born birdie song siding or walls. And this is kind of an idea. Can you see these?
Yes. Love
And
that.
not exactly the same green, but that kind of olivey topiary green with that slight blue is so beautiful
Stunning.
together. It's so
Stunning.
beautiful
Guys, do
together.
you see that? That is so pretty. I think it would be great. We'll be able to share this a little bit better, like on socials. We'll get this to
Yeah,
Danielle so that way she can share it. So I love that, Mary. Yes.
yeah. And I just want to show you a couple more. This is more of a beachy. So this is when you're using a blue. You don't have to do a full navy. I went with your Lakai blue, the one step for the cabinets. I
Okay.
did your Mannerborn Baby on the Way, which is a lovely, not pure white. It's a grayish, it's warm cream, creamy color that goes
Yes.
with your blue.
Yes. This
And
one.
then I did a Miracle Paint Ballet White for your trim. So you could still have a lighter what creamy, but don't be afraid to mix a little warmer on your walls. And this
Oh, I
blue is
love that.
fabulous because
Yes.
it's so pretty to have not pure navy if you don't want that. Um,
Yes.
this was to show how gorgeous this aubergine is. I mean, now this is really something because I have not seen anybody have this. I personally have not done this, but I just think it is so beautiful. And this
It's
is your
so, oh my
aubergine.
gosh, I'll have to send you, we are introducing there's a wallpaper that has really a gorgeous aubergine. And even this is, I had this here as
Yes,
far as dream big. Is that
it's
not the most
beautiful.
fabulous aubergine?
Yep. And put that in your kitchen. My God, people would die. I mean, if you have those kind of colors in your home, it would be
Yes.
spectacular.
Yes. And I think I love that you told everybody that. Walk around your home and look at what are those top two or three colors that you're
Hmm.
seeing everywhere because you're obviously very gravitated to that anyway.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, that's funny. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you can see the comments, Nora, but I will tell you, I'm giving away something. We are actually going to be launching a crafting a beautiful life kit where I'm teaching you how to make your own hardware.
Yeah.
And that's upcoming. And when are we going to see the wallpaper? Very soon. That's a Gene Howard question. All right, Mary, I'm sorry I interrupted. Continue going,
No.
showing us the
Um,
different collections.
and my last one was we talked about maybe doing like a brownstone kitchen, what that would look like. And as you know, brownstones are in New York, and the brownstone is the facade of the homes that came from a stone that came from New Jersey and Connecticut and kind of right in that area. And their kitchens are always have a lot of natural wood with them, but this just shows how you still can use black and you can still use a creamy white and just get that crisp, fabulous look. And then mix that with some of your brown cabinets or some of your brown furniture or your brown floors. I mean, that is such a good look. It's so classic. And they said, I was reading up too about hardware on your, the knobs and all, and that is like the jewel of the jewelry of your room. It is big now. So, silver is coming back, but gold is huge, brass is huge. So really think about that too. Even just updating your knobs kind of can make a big difference, especially if you have a white cabinets. You don't want to paint them. Work on the walls, work on the knobs. Just make it really fresh that way. So yeah,
Yes.
those are going to be big.
And I think I know that you and I kind of feel the same way, but for a lot of women and men for that matter, they're going to be watching this or seeing this later. Being able to update your kitchen changes your whole outlook on your
Mhm.
life, how you feel about your home. And one of the quickest and most inexpensive ways to do that is to be able to paint your walls. I
Mhm.
mean, it's transformative. So if it's a situation where you've never painted before, invite a friend over. I promise it's not that hard. But please, 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 as Mary is saying, order the curated color cards that we have for the Mannerborn. And then you can you can take 20% off in what we have for the Valentine's Day sale. Order some samples and then paint them on foam core and put the memos together of here's my kitchen cabinet color, here's my wall color. And then maybe some of the inspiration that we've shown y'all from how to paint your countertops, everything over these last few weeks is going to help you finally kind of put this together to where you're really, really proud of it. So, like it, oh, I love some of these comments. So you'll be able to see those. So, guys, so as you pop on here and as you have questions, just ask them. That way we want to be able to answer them for you. Mary, is there anything that you want to say just kind of in conclusion as far as your advice as a designer, what someone should do to be able to find the right color for their kitchen walls, cabinets, and start to really make it feel like it's more trending for 2025?
I think if people are needing some ideas, I highly recommend getting online and looking at Pinterest. You can look up kitchen trends, you can look up color trends, you can look up, let's say you're thinking a blue kitchen. Okay, so look up blue kitchens and really look at the pictures. And then if you have your sample card, you can kind of find the closest match and start from there. Order your samples, start painting your little swatches, do your mood board. I mean, it's so important because you can take that with you as go to look for other things. I mean, you can carry that in your purse or in your bag. But I would start with looking at some pictures and saying, God, I just love that. That's beautiful. And yes, I have those kind of colors. And or even if you've got a very plain kind of house, you could add a little splash of something in your kitchen. I mean, kitchens are where you are mostly are. I think they need to keep you cheerful and happy. People congregate in your kitchens. If you don't want to gain weight, I wouldn't paint it red because that makes you hungry. But there's lots of colors.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, red
Okay,
is
I need to stay away from Mary, I never knew that.
Yeah, so it's there's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of tricks, but I look it up and see what you like and start there. Don't be afraid of it. Ask friends too. What do you think? You know?
Yes. And one thing I do like, I love being able to paint these to where, how does it look against my skin? I
Mhm.
do think it's very important if you're a blonde, if you're a brunette, I mean, too, as far as the where your kitchen is facing, but what colors do you look good in? What colors do
Mhm.
you wear? And a lot of times that is going to be um, the feeling of a room and where you feel the most pretty and you kind of glow to where you look really nice in
Mhm.
your home. So I didn't they're saying somebody's comment was that's why restaurants have a lot of oranges and reds in their decor because you eat more. That is crazy to me. I never knew that. All right. Well, Mary, thank you so much. Guys, stay tuned. As I said, we love Mary. We love how talented she is, how she just has such a classic, elegant taste level that permeates into everything that she does. And she is as pretty on the inside as she is on the outside. Those of you who've not met her, but we just are in love with Mary. It's funny. T was getting it ready and she knew you were going to be on here. And she's like, I love Mary. I said, I know. We
Oh,
all do.
love her too.
So I
Thank
hope you
you.
have a fabulous Valentine's Day and that that everybody just loves on you what you deserve to be loved.
Thank
And
you.
guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been such a fun series. Um, I can't wait to see how you're going to learn. You're going to take what you've learned over these last few weeks and you're going to finally pull the trigger. You're going to move forward and start creating the kitchen of your dreams. It doesn't have to be expensive. May take a little elbow grease, but it'll be something that you're going to really enjoy the bragging rights from. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Share this video, tag some good friends because we're going to be giving away some wall paint, Mannerborn matte scrubbable wall paint, and we can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Have a great day, Mary.
Thank you.